Oh my god. It's 2012 Creator. Robo 2 Forge. Are you kidding
Forges?
me? Dude.
This was on his greatest hits.
This is Creator's greatest hits here.
I saw this live.
I'm almost getting tears in my eyes. This is crazy.
This is the Creator Classic.
If I had a lighter, I would light it right now.
I would light it. I'd hold
everyone in the studio just holds up lighters, and we all nod towards Creator, and he winks at us.
We gotta do the modern version of that, which is where you hold up our phones and have the flashlight out, and then our battery dies, and we can't get a taxi home. But
is that the new thing people do?
Yeah.
The flashlights on their phones?
Yeah.
Lighters are so much cooler,
It's way cooler.
Way cooler. Okay, hold on. There's a double drop going into the natural here. Pulls the probes pretty quickly. Is that pylon? Okay. No, that was something. What was that, actually?
God, that...
Okay, cleans it well.
Colossus tried to elbow the medevacs out of there. He got so close.
I want to throw this out there, Tasteless, because Creator was, realistically, at one point in time, the best double forge Colossus macro player in the world. Creator does not care about your metagame, and neither does Gumiho.
No.
These guys are showing us that metagame is actually fake.
Yeah.
Evolution of strategies, that's stupid. The first strategies were the best because they've been around the longest.
The legacy strats are what stay here now. Well, clearly neither side feels really comfortable engaging the other, but we're going to get to the climax pretty soon here. Maxed out armies are going to be here shortly. Now 2-2 finishes here for Gumiho.
Gumiho's army is not going to fight well, I don't think, once 33 is done.
Well, that's the thing. When 33 is done, there's going to be a moment that the protoss can flex.
Dude, if he doesn't make a disruptor pretty soon here, like, I really think he should add in a couple disruptors.
Well, it's weird because he's maxed out, right? So he has to lose something if he's going to do that, and we don't know if that's going to be coming anytime soon. He can keep expanding here. I mean, basically, Terran's taken the entire first layer of bases on his side of the map. But we don't see him, you know, the further out you expand, it's a little bit harder to kind of fortify that, and especially build obstructions to stop the Protoss from getting in there.
We have +1 air attack and +1 air armor started. +1 plasma shields is coming. He is getting storm, so a second form of splash. That's nice to see. They did have high Templars back then. What's he going to make out of the Stargates? Because he keeps adding Stargates. I think if he goes Tempest, that's going to be best. Yeah, he's going Carrier. Protoss love their carriers, man.
Yeah, he's going to go into carriers, and I feel a little bit worried. I feel like...
I'm a bit worried, yeah.
What you said was very important, Artosis, is that, like, getting the extra splash seems to make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Going into carrier, I mean, you're going to give Terran a lot more room to breathe. There's still a lot more map to expand on as well, and I have to imagine Gumiho's going to capitalize on that.
Yeah, fighting carriers is all about actual damage output, right? Like, you want to be able to gun down interceptors really quickly, because then they just are flying paperweights. With Tempest, you can, like, bait your opponent into your army. It goes well with, like, high splash. He is adding some disruptors now, so that's good to see. It's not that carriers are bad, but I think easier to deal with. A nuke on the way here for Gumiho. This high-sec auto-tracking. He's getting the blading. He's getting everything, man. All the upgrades. Mass turrets, mass command centers. Dark Shrine coming up. Observer speed. And Gumiho's getting a fusion core.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Calm down, Gumiho.
That was like dragging your finger over a piano. It's like the song I play right there is those mules dropping down.
Patches are going to disappear very quickly there. On the Protoss side of the map, more cannons are coming down too.
Now, do you think he's going to go Liberator? No, he's getting Yamato. Okay, okay. So, battlecruisers, I mean, honestly, battlecruisers are fantastic. Excited to see them fielded here. And the game we're getting into is getting so big. This could end up like mass air against BCs, and I think Gumiho will probably outplay Creator in that situation. Gumiho, being a longtime mech player, I think is going to know very well how to play BC.
Yeah.
Also, that very short period where Nathanius tricked everyone into going BCs against Protoss.
I remember that time.
Creator was not super doing well at that time. Gumiho was, so he's going to have a little bit more with that, I think.
This game has gotten way longer than I thought it would have, and we are having way more upgrades than I imagined we could have.
Yeah, everything. Even Corvid reactor coming up, DT Blink. I mean, double cybernetics core upgrades here. It's awesome to see. Definitely not stuff that's expected, though.
And pretty soon here, it's going to be hard for either side to really engage the other. You know, cannons, batteries, turrets, tanks, sensor towers. You know, it's
going to be a delicate dance going on. You know, like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
honestly, I think in a game like this, you get Mothership, you get every upgrade. Like, you get Mothership for recall specifically, not to keep with the army.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that is actually a very powerful thing to have as a second recall. But if you put it with the army, it's a waste. It just gets EMP'd and killed by Vikings. It's like, actually, the cloak doesn't do anything. He has, how many planetaries does he have? You think he cares? Like, he can EMP, you know, like, he'll kill it so quickly, so I would like to see that.
We're getting to a point in this game where there's not going to be many more bases to take, so it's going to kind of come down to who can actually get a base set up that the other side can't poke out very quickly like we saw back there.
Bunch of BCs on the way, by the way.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I think they both want to lose some army.
Yeah, I think so. I think they want to fill that in with higher tech units like the battle cruisers, like the carriers.
Yeah. You got to be careful here as Creator, because if the BCs are done correctly, I think they beat the carriers pretty handedly. Like, you can jump on them in Yamato, everything, stuff like that.
Right.
So you got to be really careful with them. You got to really know what you're doing. Have, you know, spell backup, whether it's quick recalls, possibly you have things like Archons and Stalkers underneath, Psystorms, things like that.
So what's actually left that's not taken? It looks like we have 1, 2, 3 bases. Protoss is taking this one at the bottom right. Although I imagine the center base for Terran that should go to them, it's going to be hard to ever actually keep that.
This is quite the game.
Well, we're ending this series on a high note, man. So we have now 13 carriers and 5 battle cruisers. Max supply, so if we're going to have any more of the, you know, highest tier tech, it's going to have to be, you know, at the expense of units like these Stalkers being bled off or Marines being killed off. Like, these are clearly intended to do some damage, but basically die off because he needs another battle cruiser. And we have a fight coming up here.
Yeah, this is a lot of anti-air. The EMPs go off against this ground army. The Disruptor is actually being very helpful here. We hear a lot of ghosts dying. There's a lot of turrets here. Well, that's funny. Those Marines are actually doing pretty well.
Creator's kind of doing it, man. Keep in mind that there's way more minerals in the bank and a lot of gas here for Creator. Gumiho has a lot of gas, but Terran need also a lot of minerals in the bank for that to be helpful.
Yeah, the damage output of this army with all these carriers is pretty absurd.
And at this point in time, he's just sort of death-balling his way across the map. And, you know, the interceptors are being remade pretty easily. Terran's sending these small squads out, but what's he going to do to stop this kind of, it's like the Independence Day movie where the, you know, Protoss is just going to blow up capital after capital. You know, that's kind of happening to each of these bases.
He's got to give them a virus.
Yeah, he's got to hope that they use Windows and he can install that in virus on there.
Where are the BCs? Okay, here they are.
He's got 2 Templars for Storm.
He's got to kill some stuff because the bank is way better for Creator.
No idea how good Storm is against BCs, but
BCs are so high health. Kind of weather it.
So he's taken out 1 quadrant of the Terran's position. He's going to come in here. We were talking about this base being a tough one to hold. Well, he's going to go right in on top of this first BC, but I don't think there's enough interceptors.
The Vikings, though, look at these Vikings.
Well, he's got Archons and Storm for that.
Yeah, but the Archons and Storm aren't going to pair well against these BCs.
Tempests are being made back at home for Protoss.
Tempests definitely have that very high damage.
So the base over here in this bottom right corner, it's kind of far away from everything else. That may be the next spot Protoss attacks, but for now, he's going to make 6 Tempests. We've gone full air fleets on both sides. Oh, DTs with Blink, though. A lot of them. And, you know, when you get that many DTs with Blink, even though they can't attack as fast because of the patch, it can cause a problem.
Yeah, yeah. They're still going to kind of do their job. The job that they were never meant to do.
It's Blink.
Which
It's
is
more
Blink
like
on top of a planetary to kill it.
I think it's just barely enough. Now we're gaming.
We are gaming now, my friend.
We're gaming, boys.
He's a little bit obsessed with making Archons right before they die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, listen, that literally doesn't matter. Just run.
It's actually just better to move your screen somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, Terran's only mining on one base realistically. I don't know what's happening at the bottom center. I guess there's a couple of patches there, but there's not workers, so maybe it's almost mined out that he's kind of ignored it.
Yeah, maybe. The Golden Armada marching right now towards Gumiho's BC fleet.
Yeah.
Not that much of a fleet, though.
Well,
look at the damage output of the Protoss army. It's almost silly. Oh, those BCs are hiding.
So they're going to try to slowly move through the bottom here.
Yeah, this is actually, it's important that he moves them around like this too, because the cooldown on BC jump is rather high.
Right.
And you actually, generally the way in the past when BCs were popular for like a very short amount of time against Protoss, it was all about jumping, right? Like you would jump on top of the army and Yamato everything, so you'd kill like half of their army instantly.
Yeah.
And then fight the rest. So that was kind of the way it was done for a bit. Ooh, that could be a nice nuke.
Yeah, this is going to be annoying for the Protoss. This is going to be a lot of damage. Just takes those cannons out. Terran's going to try to regrow over here into the top left again. I mean, what else does Protoss need to attack in again? I feel like we're kind of out of stuff to make and upgrades to get, so
yeah.
At some point in time, you need to actually come out here and try to stomp out these bases once more.
Coming forward with a ridiculous army. You know, games like this are really tough to navigate for them.
Sure.
You can see, oh, okay, finally a jump now. He sees where the, the flying units are here for Protoss.
Here come the Vikings. Whoa!
Yeah.
Tempest.
Tempests are good, man. Seriously.
They're good units.
Underrated. But the Vikings doing a pretty good job. That was a good pullback against that Storm. Of course, with the Storms there now, he does have to pull back in a more permanent fashion.
Thing is, he's taking out that bottom right base again.
Dude, look at this. The BCs, they're going to get a lot of damage done. Okay, going to throw Yamatos down onto these Archons. Not bad. But he doesn't have a jump to get out of here.
Yeah, so he can kind of just chase him into the corner. And this could be huge here for Gumiho. I mean, the BCs don't have a lot of recourse against the Tempest. Even going to warp in some Stalkers, try to blink in under that.
Yeah, this is pretty bad here.
Okay, this is crazy. It's like Gumiho has painted himself into a corner.
Yeah, he has. This is why we were talking about kind of saving the jumps. Like, the jump for the counterattack was good, but then he dived and the army just comes back. Okay, finally jump comes back online, so he actually saves a fair amount. Okay, I kind of take it back. I think that this was overall good for Gumiho.
So he's going to pull out with these battle cruisers. The Vikings are going to get out here as well. Keep in mind that, like, even though that both sides have a lot of the map, there's not a lot of functional bases here. So these two have just been remade. They haven't been used yet, by the way. And there's actually not a big amount of minerals in the bank right now for Gumiho. I think Creator could take this if he plays it safely.
Yeah, I think Gumiho still has chances as well.
Yeah.
He's retained a lot of BCs still, right? He has 7. Okay. He has a good amount of Vikings. He has Ghosts. Oh my God.
Okay.
And then, I
minerals are
mean,
coming in.
anytime you have a command center anywhere, you can just suck up all the minerals in like 2 seconds. I love to see his income jump up like that. It's like, yeah, I'm mining over 3K minerals a second here. Ooh. These DTs are actually doing a great job scouting as well.
Yeah, they really are. A Void Ray is going to come out here and a Warp Prism. Probably the last piece of the puzzle here before he wants to attack again. I think at this point in time, Creator's also really starting to hurt here as far as income. You know, Protoss doesn't have mules.
Yeah, that's
they don't have
true.
that way to kind of explosively suck up so many resources at once.
Gas is getting really low right now as well.
Yeah.
I think if Creator takes this slow, he's slightly favored.
You might be right.
I think the Tempests are like a little bit more valuable than everything else
pretty
right
much
now.
the best units, but he's going to dive on top.
Yeah, here's the move we were kind of waiting for here. No
Seems like they
Yamato's
just
really
moved.
popping out.
Yeah.
Overcharge being used. Okay, let's see how this goes. He's got a couple, couple Void Rays in the front.
Yeah, scooting back a little bit behind the safety of the cannons. Stalker's going to come out here. The Tempests are still wailing on this army, man. Gumiho's getting lower and lower. Is Creator going to win this in the most epic fashion possible?
Oh my God, the air armies are getting completely destroyed. The Stalkers have enough in
my
GG!
God.
Creator!